that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand?
17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. Attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The 3-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
Play on foot going towards 2nd Street. Okay, receive.
Then you see a pack of Hells Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars, because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back, "Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you." I said, "Well, go talk to them. Find out what they want." And they came back, they go, "They want to talk to you."
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out there.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011, came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we got an update about Operation Mongolian Beef. If you guys aren't aware, there was a huge raid in Florida against the Mongols Motorcycle Club. Over 30 people were arrested, and I have their mugshots. I got video to go along with this and everything. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. So let's take a look at the mugshots. Bam. Quite a few people were arrested. This was a huge operation. And I have the video of the FBI talking about the situation. They say that a couple of these people are not legal citizens, and they're going to send them to 𝐏𝐅𝐅𝐄𝐍𝐒. What? Imagine that. That's crazy. So this whole situation stems from the shooting that took place 3 months ago in March. And I got video to go along with that. So apparently what happened was there were some Mongols at a gas pump. The warlocks showed up. They were a little deeper than the Mongols that were there. And the Mongols called other Mongols, and they flew there within like 13 minutes. Boom, there was a whole bunch of them there, like 30 or 40 people. I think it was 30 something. And they all start approaching the warlocks. They're in the gas station parking lot. Then this guy pulls up in a pickup truck, Clint Walker. I guess he's the state rep for the Mongols. And he jumps out of the truck and all hell breaks loose. I don't know. They don't know what was said. And there wasn't anybody that was willing to cooperate on this case. Nobody. Not the warlocks, the people. Some people's car got hit with bullets. They weren't willing to cooperate. So what they did was take the video from the gas station and started identifying people, and they roped them all into a big case and charged them all with rioting and all kinds of other things. So they did the raid this morning. I think it was around 4 o'clock in the morning, I believe. I'm not really sure exactly what time it was. Oops, wrong picture. That's the Outlaw Sisterhood. So this is this morning. They busted down, I guess the Mongols had a big sign that said Mongols over their gate. Boom, they busted that down. They came in there full force. See the Mongol sign all crashed down. I got a video of them crashing that down. They are not playing around. This is called Operation Mongolian Beef. So it says 28 members of the Mongols motorcycle gang were taken into custody today on a joint operation between Volusia Sheriff's Office and the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the 7th Judicial Circuit State's Attorney's Office. In addition, arrest warrants have been issued for 3 additional Mongol gang members, it says, and their arrests are pending. The following individuals have been charged with aggravated rioting related to the gas station shooting that occurred in New Smyrna Beach during Bike Week, March 8th. So that was almost exactly 3 months ago. I'm not going to name all these names, but they were all charged. There's 31 names. They were all charged with rioting. Is when a person participates in a riot of 25 or more other people. It is a second-degree felony punishable from up to 15 years in prison. There are also 14 search warrants executed this morning, including at the Mongols clubhouse in Edgewater, 4 homes in Volusia County, 3 homes in Brevard County. Brevard County, is that how you say it? Brevard County, 2 homes in Miami-Dade County, 1 home in Chesterfield County, Virginia. So allegedly, the guy that they raided the home in Virginia, he gets caught, right? They bring him to the courthouse over there in Virginia, and the judge lets him go. And these people down in Florida are pissed. The FBI and the sheriff, they are pissed about that. So it's a big drama going on with that. It says 1 home in Palm Beach, 2 homes in Polk County. This operation was carried out by the Volusia Sheriff's Office, the FBI in Jacksonville, Tampa FBI, Miami FBI, Richmond, Newark, Columbia, Charlotte FBI with assistance from the state's attorney, a whole bunch of other things like the Homeland Security Investigation, U.S. Marshals, the FBI Safe Streets Task Force. So I have a video to go along with all this information, and we're going to take a look at what the FBI and the Sheriff's Office had to say about all of it. So let's get into it.
Thank you all for being here today. As you remember, on March the 6th at 11:30 a.m., we had mayhem break out at the racetrack gas station on 44 in New Smyrna. You had a battle royal with gunfire between the Mongols and,
Let me let this video catch up.
Warlocks, thank you. I'm at that certain age now. Bullets were flying. Innocent people were there. Children. Busy day. So we're going to play you a little video clip of what went on. It's only one angle. We got tons and tons of cell phone video that came in. So we'll show you the racetrack footage, and then we'll introduce everybody that's here. You're playing behind me or behind me? Okay. Step around.
All right, so this is the footage that they have that they used against these guys.
So as you can tell, we have a catchy name. Mongolian beef was the name of this operation. So let's make sure we name that Mongolian beef. So you know we got hours. I forget something. I can't forget something. 11:30 a.m.
Oh, they didn't play the video, but I got the video first. Let's play the video. I clipped it and I got the video for you guys, so you don't have to wait for their video. So let's check it out.
What you got is you have the warlocks. Well, we went too fast. Can you back up? You'll have the warlocks come in. They're parked up top here. They're in. You see the motorcycles. They're in the racetrack getting something. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
These guys are all unorganized. Whoever their media guy is, they need to be fired because they don't know how to do shit. But allegedly, this car right there with the white are the Mongols, and warlocks are up there towards the left. Now, this is video from the gas station.
This white car here pulls in before anything else is. They're like Mongols in soft clothing. They see the warlocks, they make a phone call, and the clubhouse is only, 2 miles up the road? You'll see the Mongols start to come in droves now. You look at the clock. We started this at 11:20. In 13 minutes, we start to see all of these Mongols pulling in. Again, you have the warlocks up top here, and you see everybody huddled around this car. And what you're going to see is a pickup truck is going to pull in here in a little bit. We'll be on the bottom of the screen, and the state representative, Clint Walker, he's there with a couple other guys. He gets out, and it seems when he gets out of the car, that's when all hell breaks loose. So you're maybe looking at 8 to 10 to 12 warlocks, and as this thing starts to grow, you're looking at maybe 30 or 40 or more Mongols that are all coming up from the clubhouse. And they made a beeline up 95, probably went over 100 miles an hour to get up there.
And listen, some of these guys run, like when all this is happening, but gunshots are going off, so you can't fault them for that. But some of these guys run.
So you still see them pile in. There's their colors.
So these are warlocks right here, these 4 guys, but these guys pulling in are all Mongols.
They obviously know this was going to happen. Again, this happened last July in Titusville, where they surrounded a group of warlocks in US 1 and prevented them and blocked US 1, and then all hell broke loose. This is Clint Walker pulling up. He's driving the car.
So when he pulls up, two cars pull up, and you'll see, but they don't show the whole altercation on video. They just show like beforehand and the aftermath, and then they show people with guns in their hand and stuff.
You see them get out. Nobody does anything until he walks over. What he's saying, we don't know. But shortly after he's there, all hell then begins to break loose. But we're not showing some of the cell phone video where you can really see, you can really hear the gunshots. And you see people diving for cover, people running across 44, and the beatdowns begin. This guy's got to
see.
That guy's got a gun. So like I said, there's a total of 7 guns the detectives were able to identify.
7 guns they were able to detect in the video, they said. Hey, Naomi, how are you? Thank you for joining me today.
4 shooters.
4 people were shooters, they said, allegedly.
And then obviously, game's over. Everybody beats feet before the cops get there. But again, this is just one part of surveillance video. Surveillance inside the store.
But you only see partial of the video when this guy's filming on the cell phone, because this is footage from the gas station. But when you see the cell phone footage, you only see partial of what's going on, and you really can't get a good angle at it. But there's a couple different angles of what really happened. If you guys want to check it out, it's up on my Patreon. It's on Instagram. You can check out the video. One of the angles is there right now. I'll get the other angle soon.
Cell phone video where you hear all the gunshots, you hear people screaming, you see people diving for cover. Mayor's family in an SUV, and this is today. Here's your example of what happened with your state rep. Probably.
All right, so let's go back to the other video.
Clearly, they knew the warlocks were there, and they were going to attack them. And everybody you see here, within an hour of that shooting, joined forces to send a clear message that we are not going to tolerate violence, and in particular gang violence, not only in this community, but in the state of Florida. And joining me here is our state attorney, 𝐅𝐍𝐿, FBI Jacksonville Special Agent in Charge, 𝐂𝐄𝐄𝐍𝐒, New Smyrna Beach Police Chief, Chris Kirk, the Land Police Chief, Jason Umberger, and our Attorney General, James Uffmeyer, is here as well. So the investigation begins immediately, and New Smyrna takes the lead. And we begin getting tons of video, not only video from the racetrack, but video from people in their cars who videotaped everything. FBI and our detectives, New Smyrna Beach detectives, the Land, painstakingly went through every single frame of video, and they were able to identify 31 individuals that were responsible for that.
So I believe that that's how they came about to get all these charges, from identifying people in the video. Now, the question I have for you guys is, do you think that these type of charges will hold up because I don't believe everyone was involved. Like, just because they're there doesn't mean the same thing with the Waco thing, how they tried to charge everybody that was there. It was insane. It was overkill. And I think possibly that's what they're doing here. Because just because they were there doesn't mean they were involved with what was going on.
As a result of that, we got 31 arrest warrants issued and 16 search warrants issued. The impetus behind all that was Chief Deputy Brian Henderson and Chief Deputy of the State Attorney's Office, John Reed. They sat down and they started to formulate, how do we proceed here? What kind of charges can we get? And they both agreed that the felony aggravated riot statute fit. And the state attorney and his brilliant staff, along with the FBI, began this painstaking journey to get to where we are today. So we're talking the DCSO, the Land, NSB, FBI, Homeland Security, DEA, and the FBI and the Richmond Police Department, and 9 sheriff's offices around the state this morning at 5 a.m. began executing those arrest warrants and those search warrants. Right now, as I speak to you, 28 people are in custody. We've recovered 30 handguns and 15 long guns.
That's 55 guns, right? 30, no, that's 45. 45 guns, but they're probably all legal. That's the thing that they're failing to tell everybody, that all those guns they recovered are probably legal guns. So, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of this case is probably a big reach.
Clint Walker, who was the state rep, you would see when the video comes up, it's what they do is they see that the warlocks are there. There's a couple Mongols are there. You see them make some comments. It looks like they make some phone calls. They're sending text messages. And within 10 minutes, they leave their clubhouse in Edgewater, and they are at the NSB location, and they flood the area. They ring the warlocks, and then all hell breaks loose. Eventually, we're able to identify 7 people that are armed, 4 people who shot. 3 of those 4 people that shot were involved in a shooting last year in Titusville, where they surrounded a group of warlocks on US 1 and opened fire on them. Clint Walker was arrested that day. This morning, we were in Edgewater for Robert Mans, who was a shooter. We took over 20 firearms out of his house, and I can't tell you how much ammunition came out.
Because it's legal, probably. I mean, but they're failing to tell people that it's legal. It's legal to own a weapon if you're not a felon. So how come he's not saying that? And watch what he says in this video, because It's pretty telling what he says. I think he has a personal vendetta against people who are in motorcycle clubs. Watch what he says. It's pretty wild.
And then I would have to ask the AG for a favor on this one. I'm going to need a scholarship, if you can give me one, to Alligator
Hey, Joey
Alcatraz,
Blunts.
Port Orange resident Carlos Cardona Batista, who was arrested today and who was here in the country illegally. So I don't know if you can get a scholarship for him.
He wants him to go to Alligator Alcatraz. Joey Blunts, what's up, man? Joe Blunts, how you doing? Happy belated birthday.
Sir, but we would really appreciate that. One of the shocking things that came out of this, I think, was when you wonder why crime is the way it is and how people view things differently. At 7:53 this morning in Virginia, the FBI and Richmond PD lock up a Timothy Stevens on our arrest warrant, no bond.
Watch what he says. Watch, he gets really pissed. Watch this.
And a magistrate by the name of Barnett, his quote is, "I'm not bound by Florida law." At 10:22 a.m., locked up 7:53 a.m., 10:22 a.m., he walks free out of there. Now, I'll tell you, we're dealing with a lot of scumbags here, and I'm adding that magistrate to that list. Somebody that came into our community and destroyed it, and some magistrate in Virginia says this isn't serious enough. You guys go do something else to come and get him.
You see, even the judge seen through his bullshit. Are these chumped up charges? I believe it's a pretty big reach. It's just my thoughts, because you can't arrest everybody there and charge them with some crazy charge just to try to get them nailed to the wall. That's crazy.
So that's where we are right now, and I'll let everybody come up here and add in what they have to add in. I just have to tell you, I watched this thing, and I think the first day that it happened, I had no idea I'd be standing here 3.5 months later, surrounded by these folks, and telling you how hard they
Bill,
work.
what's up, man? Sneaker Delphia, what's going on?
Make sure the message is sent forward. They lit the fuse, the Mongols, so everybody understands this. They lit the fuse. The federal government, state government, county government, and municipalities, it's game on now. It's game on, because there's going to be a treasure trove of evidence that's going to lead to more and more indictments and arrests.
You see, because they're using this to get the warrants to raid their house and their clubhouses to try to get more crimes on them. That was their goal with this whole situation. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. They used this situation to get warrants for everybody that was there so they could try to get more crimes on them. Watch what he says.
And put all the motorcycle gangs on notice. If you come here and you show your ass, we're going to show ours.
What about the LE clubs that are down there? You going to do that to them too? They're a bunch of scumbags too.
And RJ, I know you're much calmer than I am. I'll let you.
This guy probably rides a motorcycle on the weekend. He probably wears a patch too.
I'll let you.
It's probably with the Iron Order or something.
Take it from here.
You know, all these years as your state attorney, it's always such a pleasure, one, to be here with Mike and the rest of the crew, but also to have a chance to follow him. You know, I've kind of learned how to do that after so many years. But let me start by saying, first off, that aggravated rioting is a second-degree felony. It's punishable by a maximum of 15 years in the state prison system. It's called aggravated rioting because it is a step up from rioting. Rioting doesn't require 25 or more folks to be involved, and it also doesn't require someone other than one of the rioters to be heard.
Hey, Big Boy Blue, Mountain Woman, how are you? Phil, what's going on?
So those are a couple of the distinctions between.
Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in.
Rioting and aggravated rioting. The other thing about putting this together that I think is so impressive is when we got started, first of all, 31 arrest warrants just in and of itself is quite remarkable. And then 17, I believe it was, we said search warrants are right around that number. That all of those arrest warrants and search warrants have to be prepared in the jurisdictions where these folks are. And not all of them were in Volusia County. There are several jurisdictions, including out of state. But we were able to put that together, work with other jurisdictions. Brevard County helped us to get an arrest warrant and a search warrant. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that evidence, those phones, etc., that are seized. There's guns that have been seized as well. And we're going to see if there's additional charges that could come out of that and additional evidence.
You see, that's what they did. They got these warrants so they could go in and get more charges against these people. They got their phones. They're looking for more evidence. They're looking for all kinds of shit
that we can use to prosecute these cases. I got to tell you, I just came from a conference in South Florida, and I had my family with me. We stopped at a gas station, you know, along the way. You know, you got kids, they're always either want something or they need to do something. And so you stop and you get gas. Can you imagine what it would be like to be filling your car up with gas, or taking your grandkids by the hand and walking them into a gas station, and all of a sudden fighting and then gunfire erupts? I mean, we cannot tolerate that in the state of Florida. We shouldn't tolerate it anywhere. And I am just so impressed and grateful. I've worked in the system since 1980, folks, and I have never seen the level of commitment and assistance that the FBI provided. AG Uthmeyer and his crew have reached out and offered to help and have helped. I mean, all of the federal and state and local partners, it's impressive. But you know what? You know why it's like that here? It's because of the relationships that we have. You know, Mike Chitwood is one of a kind. And I tell you, we haven't always agreed on things, but we've always agreed to sit down, look each other in the eye, and figure out what we need to do to make you and your family safe. And we're going to continue to do that. So I want to wish all of you a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I hope you get a little time off, and God bless America. Thank you.
What do you mean we never got along? I've never heard that before. To RJ's point, the FBI, not only what they did this entire investigation, over 200 agents were on the ground today. And if you look up on there, what RJ just talked about, there's where all the arrests were made throughout the county. And I want to welcome the special agent in charge, 𝐷𝐒𝐿. He has just been transferred in to take over the Jacksonville office, and we are looking forward to a great relationship working with him. Sir?
Good afternoon. I'm 𝐷𝐒𝐿. I'm the special agent in charge for FBI Jacksonville, which includes Volusia County and the surrounding area. Today, we stand united with one clear message. We will not tolerate violent crime in our communities.
So, Jacksonville's around the area where that guy had the cut on, was shooting at the car, right? Watch something pop off with that too. Because these guys just wait around and they start building a case. They won't arrest you right away, just like we didn't see arrests right away for this situation. Because they sit around and put things together. They're not like the state where they'll arrest you, put you in jail, and then they'll work on putting the case together. They put it together while you're out. They'll let you commit more crimes. They don't care.
We are taking actions to protect you. I want to first thank the sheriff and state attorney and your teams for their investigative efforts, and also your partnerships in coordinating this large-scale, complex takedown today. The relationships between our agencies are strong. They run deep, and because of that, the community is safer today. Thank you also to all of our federal, state, and local partners that helped with the takedown today.
Yeah. So I got the video of them doing the raid. Let's take a look at that video, and then we'll get back to that one. Let's check it out. Hit the like button.
The last few hours, only Channel 9 went along for this ride you see here as deputies raided a local motorcycle club. You can see here in the video this as investigators go after a number of people they say are involved with the Mongols motorcycle club. The sheriff's office says the group is responsible for a shooting at a busy gas station between rival motorcycle clubs in New Smyrna Beach during Bike Week. Channel 9 Volusia County reporter Demi Johnson was there when they were all arrested. She's live now at the training facility in Daytona Beach. And Demi, there will be much more information released in this case in just a few hours.
Darlene, that'll be with the FBI, the state attorney's office, the attorney general, and of course, the sheriff's office. Sheriff Mike Chitwood tells us while the raids are over, all the warrants have been served, the investigation into the Mongols is only just beginning. We rode with the sheriff this morning as all of this played out here in Volusia County.
Hands up, open the door, and walk out.
We watched as investigators went to club members' homes in Edgewater. We watched one walk out, surrender peacefully. The SWAT team recovered multiple weapons from that house. Sheriff Chitwood says all of that evidence is now being turned over to the FBI as part of a much larger investigation into the club. He tells us some members are in the country illegally. Others have ties to other crimes across the country. The SWAT team also raided the Mongols clubhouse in Edgewater.
Look at that. They punched a hole right through the side of the building with that tank thing. They don't care. Darren, what's going on?
How many in custody at this
So
point?
it's 6:30 this morning. We have 18 of the 30 are in custody. I would say it was a pretty damn good start today. The objective is to unify, collect the evidence under one procedure and have one group examine it. So digital forensics, phones, iPads, whatever's in there on the warrant, and of course any paraphernalia, their colors, their vest, everything, because I'm telling you, this is the beginning. The fuse is lit, and they made a big mistake. They made a big mistake acting like a bunch of assholes out there, because now the full force of the federal government, state government, county government, and municipalities are coming down on them.
The group is facing felony aggravated riot charges. That comes from a state law that passed not long after civil unrest broke out across the country in 2020 to prevent riots from happening here in Florida. The sheriff's office believes it's actually the first agency in the state to use that law. So far, at last check, 28 people have been arrested. The FBI is in contact with 2 others. They're waiting for one person to land in Newark, New Jersey tonight at an airport. He was on a trip out of the country. Then they'll take him into custody.
It's a pretty wild situation. What do you guys think of this situation?
As mentioned, we had more than 30 agencies helping us today. We had 7 FBI offices helping today. Our headquarters, U.S. Attorney's Office, have committed to successfully and safely take these violent offenders into custody today. It's true.
So allegedly, these are the guys that they busted today. Let's see. It was called Operation Mongolian Beef. And there was 30 something guys. There's 31 on this page right here. And they are all in custody, I believe. And then they said that there's more to come. So, pretty wild. What are your thoughts on the situation? Do you think that these charges are trumped up charges, or do you think they will stick?
Truly impressive collaboration, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without your help. I must also recognize
these guys just sit there and stroke their egos about, oh, let me think this guy and this. Who cares? Tell us what happened. That's all we want to hear.
the men and women of the FBI. Right now, I believe we're going to put some photos up of our team today in the command post of our search warrants today, just showing a lot of the visuals of what collaboration we have, the partnerships we have with the sheriff here and all the entities that were participating.
But they have a professional cameraman out there taking pictures for them.
So I really appreciate that. And this will probably keep rolling as I speak here. The FBI has made a commitment to all Americans, each of you, that we will crush violent crime across the country. I am proud to share that the FBI is delivering on our commitment to you here in Florida. Today's operation is just one example of how we can bring the full force of our investigative capabilities to assist our local law enforcement partners and protect the community. There is no doubt Volusia County, in fact, the entire state of Florida, is safer today with these violent offenders off the street. In addition to the arrest today, the FBI and our local partners have executed 14 search warrants. One was on the Mongol clubhouse, and 13 were on several different residences. As the sheriff had said, we got right now 30 handguns, 15 long guns, over $10,000 in cash, and we believe to have marijuana, meth, and fentanyl.
See, so they'll use those crimes against these people, but they use that trumped up charge of rioting to get them on these charges. So I don't know. Sometimes when they do that type of stuff and they do a search warrant for a certain charge and they pick them up on more charges, sometimes those charges don't stick because they're obviously trying to get them on something else. And then they're like, oh, we got you on this too. So it doesn't always work out well for them.
In addition to the state charges filed today, I can also share that one of the subjects, Michael Angel Rodriguez, has been charged federally in the Middle District of Florida with felon in possession of a weapon, as was his wife, Chloe Paulina Hayden. Miss Hayden was not originally a target of today's operation, but was with Rodriguez at the time of his arrest, and she is now in custody.
What? So they didn't say that she had a weapon. She said that she was with him. So she gets arrested too? Wow, that's crazy. Talk about collateral damage.
And just to be clear, the FBI's work isn't done here in Florida or across the country. Today's operation is part of the FBI's nationwide initiative called Summer Heat.
Summer Heat. You hear him, right? Don't forget that name, Summer Heat, because it's going to rain down on a lot of clubs out there.
To crush violent crime across the summer months. As part of Summer Heat, the FBI has launched a multi-pronged approach. We will surge resources to our federal, state, and local partners. We are focusing on executing arrest warrants of violent criminals and fugitives, and we are working to dismantle violent gangs and remove drugs and guns from your streets, as we did and you can see from today. Through our FBI task forces, like the Daytona Beach Safe Streets Task Force, we are aggressively restoring safety in our communities. And these efforts are sending a clear message. The FBI will deploy every available resource to protect the American people and restore public safety in Florida and across the country. Today is just one example of that, and the FBI will work alongside with Sheriff Chitwood and all of our law enforcement partners to protect you and keep our community safe.
Yep, that's what they do, right? That's exactly what you're trying to do. Wake up as many charges and build a RICO case. Exactly what they're trying to do. 100% bigger case or RICO. So they arrested them on rioting charges, which carry 15 years. It's a second-degree felony. And when they raided their houses and they picked them up on the rioting charges, they caught them with weapons and drugs, and they're charging them with all that too. So if they have a warrant for one thing, and they say they have a warrant, right, for this rioting charge, and they arrest them for it, and they get caught with drugs in their pocket, are they able to charge them with that too? They weren't initially there for that type of stuff. Sometimes them charges just get thrown out. I know that's how it works.
Deserve a safe community. Thank you for your time.
This guy said a whole lot of nothing.
Our jurisdiction on the cusp of Bike Week and spring break, and the nightmare scenario for our agency, and the collaboration and tenacity shown by all of these agencies is just so impressive, and we're very appreciative.
Thank you. And the Land Police Chief, Jason Umberger, he assigned one of his detectives to our Safe Street Task Force, to the FBI. He was out there when all this went down, and we want to thank you for that.
Yeah, and I just want to echo what's already been said here. We really appreciate our partnership with the FBI. It's been unbelievable having a person on the task force.
Sorry, hold on.
And it's just an honor to work with these gentlemen.
Hold on. Okay. Let me finish this. Then I got something else. Then I got something else to show you guys.
Justice, not around our families and our community. So I'm very pleased with today's outcome, and we look forward to partnering and working together in future endeavors to put violent criminals away. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Our Florida Attorney General has got one heck of a busy schedule. When he heard about what was happening, he was like, I got to be there. I have to be there. And we're honored to have our Attorney General, James 𝐒𝐅𝐼𝐎𝐋𝐄𝐍𝐓, here with us today.
That guy just looks like a dick, Tony.
Have a one-way ticket to Alligator Alcatraz and then wherever he came from.
So he's saying one of the people is not a U.S. citizen, and they're going to give him a one-way ticket to Alligator Alcatraz. I got the video of Alligator Alcatraz too, and we'll check that out.
By prosecutors, we're here to help however we can. It's great to be part of a collaboration across agency lines. I think that's what makes us so successful and makes us the #1 public safety state to raise a family.
Here, it's right here. This is Alligator Alcatraz, the inside of it. It looks like a regular county jail. That's what it looked like when I first went to prison when I was younger. It looked just like that. The dorms had cages on them. It wasn't like a chain link fence, but it was similar. It was a cage. And it had a door. You go in and all the beds are in there. Nothing different from something I've been in before. And that's what it looks like. Look at all them alligators. I'm here for the Border Patrol job. That should be pretty interesting when all this transpires.
Alligator Alcatraz, they are officially open for business, and they do have accommodations available.
We appreciate that.
So after this guy gets booked, he might just have a one-way ticket to Alligator Alcatraz and then wherever he came from. We're committed, rule of law. We're going to stand by the federal government. We appreciate what the Trump administration is doing to put bad guys away, keep people safe, and enforce the law, restore rule of law in our country once again. So,
what do you guys think of this situation? So, I was telling you that I have something else for you guys, something exclusive. Go over to Patreon and check it out. Remember when this situation happened? The Mongols stabbed the Hell's Angel? I got the video. I got the video of the whole incident. It's on Patreon right now. You can go watch it right now. Go subscribe to Patreon. I can't stress it enough. You will not be disappointed. I cannot play the video on YouTube. I'm not going to get, you get in trouble for posting stuff like that. But go over to Patreon and check out the exclusive video of the Mongol stabbing the Hell's Angel at work. It's insane. They're yelling for people to grab the knife, grab the knife. So if you're just getting here, there was a raid, 32 search warrants. And if you don't know, I was the first one to report this breaking news before even the news came out with it. Little birdie landed on my shoulder. And so their first report was statewide raids result motorcycle club arrests over bike week shootout. Volusia County, Florida. Multiple Mongol motorcycle club members are now in custody in Volusia County across the state after a major operation with the FBI. The sheriff's office says the group responsible for the shootout between rival motorcycle clubs had a busy gas station in New Smyrna Beach during Bike Week. That was 3 months ago, almost exactly on the 8th. It will be 3 months. Volusia County Sheriff's Office raided the Mongols clubhouse and several members' homes early Wednesday. Now more than 30 people across the state are facing charges. 28 are in custody, they said, but now there's 31 in custody. And there's more people that are going to be getting arrested. This includes the club's president, who surrendered at his home in Edgewater. SWAT recovered multiple weapons from his home. SWAT also raided the Mongols motorcycle clubhouse in Edgewater. Volusia County Sheriff's Office Mike Chitwood said some club members are in the country illegally, while others may be involved in other crimes. The sheriff said all evidence being turned over to the FBI is part of a larger investigation into the club. The group are now facing felony aggravated riot charges. Others are facing additional firearms charges. Like you heard, that one guy's girlfriend, she was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon because she was with this guy. So Volusia County deputies said members are responsible for the Bike Week shootout between the Warlocks and the Mongols on State Road 44 at the racetrack gas station. The riot charges were issued after state law changed shortly after civil unrest in 2020 to prevent riots from happening in Florida. The new law defines aggravated rioting as participating in a riot with 25 or more people, causing great bodily harm to a person not participating in the riot, causing property damage exceeding $5,000, displaying a weapon, or endangering vehicle traffic on a public street. And like them cars were hit with bullets, so that's endangering vehicle traffic. It's a second-degree felony punishable up to 15 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Volusia County sheriffs believe that the first instant in which this law is being filed. So there's a lot more information that's going to be coming out with this situation. And again, here are the picture of all the people that were caught up in this situation. It's called Mongolian beef. But stay tuned for more information. I hope you guys like this content. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. A lot more content on the way. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.